Hey, what's up, guys? I decided to make another video, this time on Angel Heart, the live action. I really enjoyed this. It's basically a one-to-one on Angel Heart. Only 9 episodes, 45 minutes an episode, except for the first one, which is an hour and 10 minutes. It's great. I really enjoyed it. They basically have all the characters here, like from the anime. They have Umibozu, Psycho, you know, Zhang Yang. I keep like fucking up pronouncing her name, and Zin Hong, like he's there too. So it basically follows the plot of the anime, except the whole series is basically about them taking down the Legion, which happens like the fourth, fifth episode of like the original. Um, so it's pretty good. I really did enjoy it. The music's great. I think they used like the ending from the anime. I can't be 100% on that one. And I'd recommend buying this, except I had a problem that really pissed me off here. Um, I was watching this, I watched it basically in one sitting, which is kind of what I did with Angel Art over like the course of like 2 days. I was just binging through that shit. But yeah, basically one sitting, and it was just so I'm watching this, right. I get to the last episode. There's 3 discs in here. If you want to watch it, I recommend Drama Cool. They have it on there. If you just search Angel, I put Angel Heart in there, but I think you might need to capitalize or something because nothing comes up. But yeah, so that's you watch it. Otherwise, I'd recommend this. It is you have to import this, so it took a while, but it's pretty good. So it's the only Japanese adaptation until the Netflix movie comes out next month. Which I think is really weird that they didn't adapt like City Hunter in this. Like they could have done it like with just City Hunter, like how they were doing like 9 episodes of them doing, I don't know, maybe like an overarching story or whatever. But it was they could have done that with what was it, Black Hand or whatever it's called, like the from the manga or whatever. They could have done that pretty well. Anyway, um, so basically it's a one-to-one. Everyone's really good in this. Umibozu is great. I noticed that like in all these adaptations, there's never been a bad Umibozu, and like the only thing is just I want. Well, they have a lot of them in this, but like in Nicky Larson, they don't have that much of him in there, even though he's on the poster. Which Nicky Larson, by the way, I found out that it does work on like a normal Xbox. I tried putting it on my DVD player and it did work, but it said like change resolution. I didn't know how to do that. It wouldn't go away, so I had to kind of give up on that one. But it does work, so it's not as hard as I was kind of making it out to be. But anyway, getting back to Angel Heart, it's really good. The action's pretty sweet. Sometimes it's a bit sparse. Also in this, he doesn't carry around his gun for like all the time. Sometimes it seems like he does, but then other times it's like he just doesn't have it. Uh, so I'm gonna go a bit more into spoilers here, but they have like I said, they have all these characters. They do the story with Miki, that story. They don't do the kind of two-parter it was where she ends up being like an heiress or some shit. It's just the what was it, like Happy Girl or whatever it is. I forget. Um, but they just do that. Umibozu is so good in this show, and his and Miki's relationship is great, especially his Miki and I forget Lin Ding Hong. The guy that's interested in Hong. I'll just call him Hong, who's interested in Zhang, and he's done great. They're once again they all are pretty accurate to what they are in the anime, but anyway, I really enjoy this. But that relationship, like that kind of family dynamic between those three, is great. It's amazing. Something I wasn't the biggest fan of with this is, like I said, it only kind of encaptures the first, I guess, kind of arc in the show with the last episode. So it I felt it was a little bit weak, like for how they ended up like explaining it, and I don't think they did this in the because it takes like I don't know. I think they explained like it's like 3 months, and they only finally do that arc where like she finally they invade Shinjuku in like the last 2 episodes, and then the reasoning felt really weak, where it was like like in the anime, that's her father and everything, but in the anime it was like real quick after she escaped, but this was like 3 months, and I felt like that dragged on. It's like especially the reason they gave was just so weak. He's like, oh, I wanted to talk to her or whatever. Like I want to have a conversation. Nah, that was pretty ass. But but other than that, I absolutely love this. The music, like I said, did I say that? I'm kind of all over the place. The music was great. I'm pretty sure it was from the anime. They played this one song every time at like the ending, and it's great. Uh, anyway, so with that, it's it's great. One thing they did I want to mention that is so foul, that was completely unnecessary and not needed, was how they killed Yori. It's the same way. It's the same way, but they do they do a fake out in the most disgusting way imaginable. Same thing happens, except it's not on the wedding day, which I appreciated. But they decided to replace that with some other foul shit, where she pushes the kid out of the way, and the truck goes past her. Like you're like, oh my god, they're gonna do something else. Then another car comes and hits her. Like, so you get like 2 seconds of that kind of relief, like, and then it's like that's it. So that was fucking great to do that. I was so pissed off. Um, I don't really have too much, I guess, to kind of say with this. I'll kind of go over a little bit of what the cases are that's in this. They do the one with you know, Zhang, where she killed the guy's father. They do that one. They do the case. Miki. They do. Trying to think of the others because there's a couple of them in there where it's just kind of cases. Sometimes when there's only 9 episodes, I felt like a little bit. 'Cause there was an episode for each kind of character. They do the one. They do the one with Bai Ling, which was my least favorite arc in all of Angel Heart. And I mentioned that in my review because I absolutely hated how they treated the relationship between Rio and Zhang. And that where it was like not as special because they brought in Bai Ling to like have the exact same relationship that she had, with that. And so that was a bit dog shit. I did not enjoy that. Something else I didn't really like. Now this isn't a pet peeve really because they with the arc they were going for it makes sense, but she doesn't really she doesn't call him like that or anything like that until like the last episode, because that's when they have the moment where she's like knocked out, and Corey's like, what do you want, like ask him, tell him, and he'll probably give it to you. And so she asks him to be his father, to be her father. And I really like that. I feel like it was a bit different where but they only like say Corey was like her mom and stuff, like what. Well, like I'm just telling you, like this is like the last like 10-15 minutes or whatever, which I felt was a big shame because one of my favorite parts was just like that father daughter relationship. And even though they had that here, it was just she didn't call him dad, which like I said in my review again, I really like that. But I don't really have any other complaints or anything like that. Oh, actually, I do want to mention this. They did do an episode that's not in the anime. I don't know if it goes by the manga. I feel like it might because, like I said, it's pretty much a 1-to-1. Um, so yeah. So with Hideki or Makimura, I literally forgot his first name. I could not figure out what it was until I mentioned it. Um, they do how he died in this. Oh, and they also do the I want to mention this because this is like one of my favorite parts of Angel Heart. They do like how Rio and Yori met. They do how like they were all friends. Hideki, her Yori and him, like they were kind of friends. And I really like that. That's great. That's one of the missed opportunities I think City Hunter took, where it's like they weren't all together before he died. um, and how like they met and she took care of him and she was like, I'll care for you, if you die, uh, I'll mourn you, which was one of my favorite moments. So anyway, the problem I had was how they killed Maggie Murray. I'll just call him Maggie Murray because that's how everyone calls him except for Corey. Um, where he dies in a way where I just didn't like it. Like the way he died in City Hunter was so much better. He gets killed because he's in a relationship with Psycho, which I'm not sure if they ever revealed that in Angel Heart, so that might be a difference. Um, but they were like gonna, he was gonna propose to her, so they had that kind of relationship, which I didn't mind. I was like, real, I was with Corey, and I didn't mind that at all. So he, is gonna propose to her, but there's this kid who is a stalker. He's treated like shit. His parents don't care about him. He's never been, really loved, and she shows him some kindness. So he goes out, and then he kills Mackie Murray, and he's like a child. Like they say, like he's like a child, like 15 max, something like that, and he kills him. And then the episode is like, he comes back after 10 years, and I was just not the biggest fan. Where it's like he did not. They try to make you sympathize, and you kind of do. Like I was like, oh damn, that kid had it rough. But he killed Mackie Murrah, and they just let him slide. Like when Ryo killed all the people who were involved with the death of Mackie Murrah and City Hunter, that felt right. Like that felt like okay and immediate. They do like they say it's been 10 years since he died, so that was somewhere I was like, nah. And then at the end, like once again try to redeem him, and I did feel bad for him. Like you do feel bad, which I usually don't. Like even if they do that, I was like, okay, that's pretty sad. But I just once again wasn't the biggest fan of that. Um, Other than that, I really have no complaints. Uh, I highly recommend watching this if you like Angel Heart, even if you just haven't seen it in a while. Um, just because like I said, it's a 1-to-1, so I watched it somewhat recently, so it's kind of like a But anyway, highly recommend it. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. Just it. I can't. I hope they eventually make a City Hunter show. Like even if it's just 9 episodes like this, like these 9 episodes were great, and it just was nice live action City Hunter, actually in Japan this time, and it does have that like that heaviness to it that City Hunter doesn't, like where it's sad and you feel that. It didn't hit me as hard this time because it's not the same voice actors and everything, and you know it just didn't hit me as hard, but it still did. So highly recommend it, definitely. uh, so yeah, that's about it. I don't really think I have anything else to add. I'm trying to think about it, but I'm also trying not to make this like too long because I've been doing that a little too much lately where I just keep ranting. Um, Anything else? Anything at all? I, I don't think so. Um, just highly recommend it, especially if you like the anime, you like all the characters. Recommend it. So that's about it for this video. See you guys next time. Peace.